Coming up on City Scene, we'll soon be seeing green and orange, a look ahead to the 2017 road construction season. And that's not the only construction going on in Sioux Falls. We'll get a look at some other work that's happening, plus we take a visit to the newly remodeled Cali Library. Welcome to City Scene right here on CityLink, where each month we go all around the departments in the city of Sioux Falls. And now, while we may still be literally and figuratively plowing through what's left of winter, that doesn't mean spring construction is far away. Shannon, tell us what's coming up for the 2017 road construction season.
Hi again, Sioux Falls. Today we are going to talk about my favorite topic, street construction. We welcome to the show Dustin and Josh from our engineering office. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
We are going to have another banner year here in Sioux Falls, and we want to give our viewers a highlight of what they should be expecting for this summer. So we're going to start on the southwest part of the city by the Empire Mall. Dustin, I wanted to start with you. So Louise Avenue from 41st Street to a little bit through 49th Street is one of our biggest projects for the summer. Can you give our viewers just a brief overview of what the scope of the work is?
Sure. So it's essentially a full reconstruction from the south side of 41st Street through the intersection of 49th. We'll be replacing all the utilities, storm, sanitary sewer, water, traffic signals, lighting. The actual project will be expanding the road from a 5-lane section, 2 lanes each direction with the center turn lane, to a 6-lane section with the center median, and maintaining accesses along the way.
So we won't be in the intersection of 41st and Louise?
No, just on the south side of it, yep.
All right, so the actual width is going to be increasing. Do we need those additional lanes for capacity, or what's the reasoning for the additional lanes?
Partially for capacity, but the actual traffic patterns along Louise, with a lot of driveways, people entering the roadways, exiting the roadways, you have kind of an inefficient outside lane, and so that third lane essentially acts as an auxiliary lane to get people on and off the corridor.
Because aside from just being a major retail route, it is quite a big commuter route too, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, the AM and PM peak is high through there. Okay,
so we widen it out, probably a very large project as far as estimates go. What's our estimate for this project?
Well, the estimate's around $9 million is where we're looking.
And give us a kind of an indication, is it going to be all summer long, or when are you going to start, when are you going to stop?
It'll essentially be all summer long. As soon as the weather permits, in approximately April in the spring time frame, we'll be getting out there starting construction, and then through November is when we anticipate construction.
So if our drivers that use Louise on a daily basis, they're probably very excited about this, because Louise is very tired right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think everyone we've met with is in agreement with us that it's time to replace this section of the road.
So will there be any actual closures, street closures with the project?
There will. Louise Avenue itself won't be closed, but 49th Street will have closures throughout as that intersection is being reconstructed, so there will be detours in and around the intersection of 49th.
And what's just a general detour route, just giving our viewers a heads up?
The primary detour route will be to use 57th Street, I would think, for most commuters through there. There will be some local detours to get folks closer to those businesses. That'll all be posted, obviously, once we get to construction. So
being the project manager, what has been the most, I guess, challenging part of this design?
Well, I mean, it is, the corridor is tight through there, and so getting everything that we want to get, having to work with the property owners to obtain the land and the easements and all of that is always a challenge on projects like this.
So do you anticipate any more public involvement as far as public open houses before the construction actually starts?
Yeah, we're anticipating an open house, if not late February, early March is kind of the time frame we're looking, so get some more notice out there with some specifics about the project for everyone.
All right, well, excellent. We're going to move to the south side of the city, 69th and Western. A few years ago, if our viewers remember, we did the intersection of 57th and Western. Now we're going to continue that project a little bit further to the south and continue from Remington down through the intersection of 69th and Western. So Josh is our PM for that project. Josh, give our viewers just an overview of what the scope of that work is.
Well, as you said, we're going to go from Remington south through 69th Street on Western, and from 69th Street we're going to go from where a project a few years ago left off at Lando Circle, and we're going to go and connect into Minnesota Avenue to the east.
So that'll be really great then, because we've had that little bit of a bottleneck between Minnesota and Western for quite a while. So our viewers and drivers will be really excited about that. What is our are we widening it to 6 lanes like Louise, or just a 4-lane, or?
Well, currently we have a 3-lane section with the
Okay.
center turn lane, one in each direction with a center turn lane, and we will be going pretty much how 69th is throughout the entire corridor, 2 lanes in each direction with turn lanes as needed at specific intersections.
Okay. Are you adding any traffic signals anywhere along the
We're
corridor?
adding the traffic signal at Ralph Rogers.
Okay, so that there isn't one there right now?
There is not.
Okay. Ralph Rogers is also a bicycle route, so I bet our bicyclists are excited about that
Absolutely.
too. So when do we expect that project to go then?
Well, we're planning on bidding yet this spring with a start probably early summer,
Okay.
and it will be a full year construction and probably a little bit of cleanup work to do in the spring of 18.
Okay. So as we talk about traffic signals, I'm reminded then back to Louise, Dustin, so there's a traffic signal. Are there any new traffic signals going in on your project?
No new
Okay.
traffic signals.
Okay, so the one that is between the Empire Mall and Target and Kohl's, are we making any improvements to that intersection?
Yeah, so the actual signal, what we're going to do is provide channelization into those properties, so that way it helps the cars as they approach that intersection actually get in the proper lanes, and hopefully that intersection will function as we intend it to.
Because they come in and they want to turn right away, don't they?
Right,
So,
yeah, they come close on these frontage roads that causes difficulties for that,
Okay.
those signals.
Well, that's good. That'll be a really big improvement.
Yeah.
I was just curious if we had new signals. So for the signal at, jumping back then to 69th and Western, Josh, that'll be a new signal, and then there's no other signal improvements except for permanent signal installations at 69th and Western. Is there anything other creative things that we're doing with the project?
Well, we do have a wider shared use path along Western Avenue. That'll help be kind of a mixture of bikes and pedestrians there. It's just a nicer area for them to use.
So then our last project that we want to talk about is Arrowhead Park, Arrowhead Parkway from Sycamore out a little bit past Highline. That project is also another tired concrete street, and our viewers will be very excited to see that done. Give our audience a little bit an idea what we're going to be doing out there.
Well, right now it's one of like our typical street section. It's a 2-lane with a center turn. It's a 4-lane with a center turn lane, and we'll be expanding it to a 6-lane section with a center median turn lane at specific locations.
All right.
Signal improvements at Foss and Highline.
Okay. And then, so that one, actually, we're widening it out, and I would bet we need those additional lanes for capacity, different than for Louise, which we need a little bit more for turning movements. We actually need more capacity along Arrowhead. Do you know what our projected volumes are? I'm sure they're over 25,000.
Our 2040 projected volumes are almost double what they are right now, so we're going to increase to almost 40,000 vehicles per day.
Right, and that actually goes to Veterans Parkway, so that's going to be a pretty congested area, even possibly more congested than 41st and Louise. And certainly, for those of you at home, keep track of the City of Sioux Falls' website at siouxfalls.org. We keep weekly updates on our construction page. We have all those newsletters as well as street closures that will be on our website. So thanks for listening. Until next time.
Now, if you want to follow any of those projects, maybe they're in your neighborhood or may affect your drive to work, all you got to do is head over to siouxfalls.org and you can follow along there. Now, another road construction project that will actually be tied into something even bigger is Dakota Avenue. Some of that work will be done as part of the new administration building.
Well, we had groundbreaking, which was very exciting, first week in January. So we're breaking ground, we're breaking up that concrete and asphalt that was that surface lot, and doing all the groundwork and site excavation right now. It'll be about a 12 to 15 month construction timeline. We've already put out the first bid package, and so we've got steel on the way. We got a lot of concrete coming. We'll be pouring footings and foundation, doing some blasting to get rid of the rock underneath there that we don't need. We're finishing off the first 2 floors, although we'll be built with 3. So there'll be 3 stories, 20,000 square feet each, and we're putting in footings and foundations to allow for a 4th story down the road. Lots of open floor space. We're going to have an underground parking garage, which is about 39 spaces down there. We're going to have a nice open atrium. The lobby area will be beautiful and the full 3 stories. lots of windows, lots of natural light throughout the entire building. The offices and conference rooms would be kind of more in the center, so to allow workspaces to be at the perimeter. The vast majority of people that will be in the building will have lots of natural light, which is what we want. We're also not going to have drop ceilings throughout. It'll be open, and there will be some drop ceilings, certainly over where the conference rooms are, where some of the offices are, more like a floating ceiling. And then other than that, it's going to be all open and airy and beautiful. Engineering will be in the building, as will Public Works Administration, Planning and Building Services. So inspectors, plan review folks, all of them will be in that same building. So if you're a developer, if you're a contractor, you got a building project, that's the place to go. We're going to be working on signage so that people know where to go for what services and make it easy for them to find what they're looking for. Just as we have done the Main Avenue Road Diet last year, which has been a tremendous success, so it quiets traffic and then you get to add diagonal parking. We're going to have 40 parking spaces right in front of our building, which will be phenomenal. 40 parking spaces out there by doing the Dakota Avenue Road Diet out there. And then we're also doing landscaping, of course, around the building, but in conjunction with that, we will be refreshing and updating Van Epps Park.
And while the administration building construction is just getting started, they've actually wrapped up a project at the Cali Library. A great remodel, Dan, that we can't wait to get a look at.
Welcome back to the library, everybody. I'm Dan Neves, and today I'm with Karen Schleicher, branch librarian for the Cali Branch Library, and we're back. We were here a couple months ago. We saw a vastly different look in here. There was nothing here. It was pretty bare. And now it's finished. We have a brand new remodel, which I'm sure you're excited about.
Very.
Just by looking here, it looks amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about how long has this been? It feels like it's been a year.
I'm sure it does, both for our customers and our staff. We closed on July 18th and then reopened again on December 20th. So just about 5 months. And we do have a lot of our customers that are happy to be back, that we're open again. And the staff is as well. It's nice to see familiar faces again, and they have a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah, we've been hearing throughout this 6-month process, 5-6 months, from your customers who visit downtown and other branches. So what's going on? We want to know, we want to see it, we want to be back home. Now you can. And like you said, you opened on December 20th, but that was a soft opening. So in case you didn't hear, we're open. So come on and see us. What do we have to show for it? I mean, we've been closed for 5 months. This place needed a remodel. What kind of enhancements can we see?
I think one of the first things customers notice when they come in is the color. We've redone everything from painting to carpet. We've got new shelves. We've got a new customer service area, which is the first thing they see when they come in. So it's not, where do I go? That was one of the issues with our previous situation. Yeah. We've also got an expanded teen area. It's really bright. There's lots of neat furniture, carpet. We've got expanded materials collection, some display. So it really is captivating in our teen area.
That teen area looks like it's theirs. It wasn't terrible before. It really wasn't, but it was a niche. It was a little alcove kind of thing. This is a room. This is theirs.
Right, most definitely. We also have a meeting room that was expanded just a little bit, but it seats about 30 people. We've also got 3 new study rooms. They seat about 4 or 5 people at a time, and those can be reserved ahead of time for a couple of hours each day. And then we've just kind of opened up the whole building and made it a lot more friendly as far as seating, browsability for books, and it moved all of our computer desks into one area, so it's very seamless as far as where do I go for a computer, where do I print, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's not 2 or 3 different spots, it's all here. You need a computer, this is where you go. Mm-hmm. That's very good. So even the kids area has been remodeled. So let's go head over and take a look.
All right.
All right, so we're here in the kids area, and we just passed through an interactive entrance.
Yes.
So that's one thing I'm sure you're going to mention here. But man, we have a lot of color. I thought there was color over in the adult area, but this is bright.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do. In the entryway to kids, we have a magnetic wall, which will feature a variety of different magnets throughout the year. So right now we have magnetic letters and numbers on it, but we've got other things like sea life animals, cooking, food, lots of different things that the kids can play with, so it doesn't get boring. They've got something new to play with each time. On the other side, there's an interactive glass wall that kids can draw on with dry erase markers. So everything from a checkerboard to a maze to speech bubbles, and then they can color different flowers.
I saw that. And you've got your calendar of events on there too.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do we have elsewhere in the kids area? I see we have a new and improved play area where the toddler room once was.
Right.
So what's going on there?
We opened up that whole wall, so it's out open to the rest of the kids area. We will have a variety of different things in there as well. One thing that's permanent is our Velcro wall. So we have different shapes that are soft colors, or different colors and shapes. So squares, triangles, circles, and they stick on this Velcro wall. They can make different designs. We've also got different toys that they can imagine with. So we've got a cooking set, and they can pretend they're playing cafe. Other things that we might have in the future are, pretend that you're at a library and you're checking out books.
I see that you have a pretty fun play area there with some Duplos too.
Right. We got a Lego table. So it's got a couple of soft chairs, which the kids are loving. And then it's a fairly large Lego table. And we don't have the smallest of Legos, but those Duplo Legos. So even the little kids can stack and play and make things, use their imagination once again.
I like it. I like it. And you still have your program room, your story room.
Right.
So how often do we have story times every week?
We do. We're up to, I believe, 4 days a week now. We've got everything from the youngest babies, lap sit, to toddler time, preschool story time, and then we do have now on Sundays a new story time that is for families. It's called Crafternoon Story Time.
Oh.
So it helps bring in that interactive part. So it might be 1 or 2 stories instead of 4 or 5, and then they get to manipulate something. Either take a craft home to do, or manipulate something in story time, so they get that experience.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, this place looks beautiful. Come down and see Kaylee if you haven't yet. You need to do it. Whether you've been a long-time Kaylee fanatic or if you've never been to this location, if you live on the other side of town, stop by and see it. It's worth the visit. Visit our website for all the programs, events that we have going on here at Kaylee. That's siouxlandlib.org, or give us a call. How can we reach you here at Kaylee?
Our number is 367-8144.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Coming up after the break, live from Sioux Falls, it's the Mayor's Top 10 list.
In an emergency, seconds can save lives. That's why Sioux Falls Fire Rescue has partnered with Pulse Point Foundation to bring you an innovative app that can alert CPR-trained citizens by smartphone of a sudden cardiac arrest near them. It provides the location of the victim as well as the nearest automatic external defibrillator. To learn more, log on to our webpage or download the app today.
Welcome back. With so many amazing things going on in Sioux Falls, it's oftentimes hard to pick just one that stands out. Well, that's why we're going to take a look at the mayor's top 10 big wins that were for 2016.
The number 10 biggest win that I think that Sioux Falls accomplished really is kind of tied to something that we accomplished way back in 2013. I ultimately think it's one of the biggest wins that we've ever had in city government, but yet no one has really paid any attention to it. And not to put the media on the spot, but even the media, I don't think they really understood the relevance or the incredible win that was accomplished when the City of Sioux Falls tackled pension reform. What we did in 2016, though, is we completed the remaining steps. It ensures our city's obligation to the retirees and the health care benefits that they're expecting, and now they are truly fully funded. Number 9, We've invested in technology. We've invested in software. And 2016 was an incredible year to do just that. We are more efficient now. We are more productive. We are using those resources more widely. Number 8, we are growing as a community. We're adding that city of Yankton onto Sioux Falls about every 3 to 4 to 5 years. And so, yes, we are getting closer to Brandon. We are getting closer to Harrisburg. We are getting closer to T, and we're finding ways to collaborate in those efforts, including investing in things that will, take care of water and sewer and things like that. We tackled roads and continually more roads. And right now, since 2010, Sioux Falls, we have repaired, rebuilt, or replaced 433 miles of roads. And I love it. And guess what? There's more orange barrels to come. Number 7, our new Denny Sanford Premier Center beat the odds. We had the 100th busiest event center in the world last year when it came to touring events. This year, we're now the 88th busiest event center in the world. We actually had more people walk through the gates of the Denny Sanford Premier Center than we had the year before. And it looks like it's not going to slow down. Number 6. Not only is the event center surpassing projections, but that development around the event center. It was that one topic that truly, I think, gave people angst in terms of would it ever happen where we're going to have development around the event center. Well, the biggest private investment to date, a $12 million investment that consists of a 115 unit hotel, a conference center, restaurant, and even a South Dakota Golf Hall of Fame is happening right now, and it's a stone's throw away from the Premier Center. Number 5, downtown Sioux Falls. Certainly, it's a hot place to live, work, and play. But it was scorching hot in 2016. We had $50 million in development in downtown Sioux Falls alone. There's been so much revitalization of those older properties who for years they were underperforming in our downtown, but now it's the highest demand office space, retail space, and residential space in our town. And it's happening in our heartbeat called downtown Sioux Falls. Number 4. Started talking about this in 1951. This multi-purpose indoor aquatic center, it opened on time, but maybe more importantly, it opened under budget. The reviews have been wonderful. Rave reviews, not only from the citizens that have been wanting this thing for so long, but also the people that are coming in from out of town as well. We just completed one of the largest swim meets in South Dakota history, and it went off really without a hitch. And it's just the beginning. Number 3, there is this economic engine that has been just humming. What I want to relay is that I don't know if there's any signs of it stopping. It is racing on all cylinders right now. It truly is. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the nation. That means that businesses want to grow. They want to expand. They want to become more productive, more service-oriented. They want to do these things. And we have the lowest unemployment rate in all America, 1.9%. There's at least 3,000 jobs out there, a bevy of help wanted signs everywhere. And it's across all industries. The last time that our city invested in an administration building to serve our citizens and our employees was way back in 1936. This certainly was a project. It was vetted at the highest level. Certainly it was vigorously debated. However, this long-term need is finally being addressed, and it will serve our citizens for at least 100 years from now. Now, the number one win that I believe happened in 2016 is we ran city government like a business would, like a family would, like we knew that we should, and that we knew that we must. We identified and captured opportunities to reduce spending. Yes, Sioux Falls taxpayers, reduce spending, not find ways to spend. Then we did it in a way where it wouldn't impact the quality of the service that we provide our citizens. We would meet the general fund reserve target that's not set by the executive branch, it's actually set by the legislative branch. But our role is to fulfill that, and we did. There's 110 more that can be found on our website that will show all the other good things that are happening in every department as well.
And you can win big with your health if you know some heart risk facts. February is Women's Heart Disease Month, and 1 in 3 women will suffer from heart disease. Katie Wick tells us about what you need to know about the #1 killer of women.
Thanks for joining us today. We have a new provider with us here at Falls Community Health, and we're going to talk a little bit about women's heart disease as well. So today we have Megan Nagel, who is a new physician assistant with us at the health department, the City Health Department and Falls Community Health. We're very excited to have you on board, Megan. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I originally grew up in Sioux Falls. After that, I went to undergrad at Winona State University in Winona, Minnesota, and then PA school in Lincoln, Nebraska. After that, I worked in Kansas at a community health center for 3.5 years and then wanted to come home, so that's where I'm at now.
And we're lucky to have your experience and all of that, so welcome back to Sioux Falls.
Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit about women and heart disease. February is Women's Heart Month, and so talk a little bit about sometimes something that a lot of people don't associate with women and heart disease.
Yeah, so heart disease is important for everyone, especially for women, because it's the #1 cause of death in women. A lot of people think it's breast cancer, those types of things, but actually heart disease is more common than breast cancer in women. And then some of the symptoms, you know, the typical chest pain, those types of things. But sometimes women can just present with fatigue and tiredness. They can still have that radiating pain to the jaw or the arm, but those are probably your biggest risk factors.
Okay. So those are kind of the symptoms.
Symptoms, yes.
Okay,
Excuse me.
Yeah. So those symptoms. So when we're talking about women, do they have different risk factors than men, or are they about the same?
They're about the same. Those would include smoking, obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. All of those are risk factors for a variety of cardiovascular diseases.
Okay. And can we cure heart disease?
Unfortunately, there is no cure. Once you have heart disease, it's something you're going to have for the rest of your life. However, with medications and procedures, we can allow you to be more comfortable or prolong your life so we don't have as severe of a disease.
Okay. You talked about some of the risk factors, but what about prevention? How can we prevent getting to that point in time where we have real trouble?
Yeah, that
problems.
is a great question. Prevention is super easy. It's really just living a healthy lifestyle. So making sure we're exercising. For adults, that's about 2.5 hours a week. So really not very long. That's about as long as a movie. So if you can watch a movie, you can exercise. So that would be walking, running, yoga, Pilates. You can even do weight training, which is excellent. And the other thing is really your diet. So making sure you get the 5 food groups: fruits, vegetables, lean protein, dairy, and whole grains. And also watching portion control, making sure we're making healthy choices when we go out to eat, and not indulging in our sweets.
So anytime anybody makes any of those lifestyle kind of changes, we don't say drastic changes, but we also say talk to your physician or provider first.
Yes, yeah, and that is great. They also would probably want to do some other screening tests to make sure we don't have other risk factors like family history that could predispose us to getting these diseases at an earlier age.
Okay. Well, and if people have any questions or anything, they should talk to their provider, or they could call us here at Falls Community Health.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, again, welcome to Falls Community Health. Thank you for all of your information. So if you have any questions about heart disease or anything related to your health, please contact your personal physician or call us at Falls Community Health, 367-8793.
Thanks, Katie. And that does it for us here at City Scene. Don't forget, if you missed anything, want to watch it again, all you need to do is head over to siouxfalls.org, or of course, check us out on YouTube. And until next month, we'll see you back here.